This video demonstrates the Connection Request Assessment function. The relevant study case should be activated. The Connection Request Assessment function is used to evaluate potential generation or demand connections according to the requirements of the appropriate standard. The process starts with the creation of one or more connection request elements, which are used to supply all the necessary data for potential new connections. In this instance, we're going to evaluate the connection of a new PV generating plant in feeder FD094. A connection request element has been created and attached to terminal ND1190. The element is designed to be assessed against the VDE ARN 40-100-4105 standard. On the relevant page for the standard, the necessary parameters have been entered. Note that this connection does not include any load data. Now let's look at the assessment process. In the Connection Request Assessment command, we need to first select the standard to be used and the addition if applicable. In our case, the applicable standard will actually be VDE ARN 4105, as this is a generation connection, but it's possible to assess both generation and loads in a single analysis. The assessment will be carried out for just the relevant feeder. Here, the calculations covered by the standard can be selected to run. For this type of generator connected to a low-voltage network, the most relevant are the loading and voltage calculations that have been selected. The loading of network components calculation runs separate load flows to assess three cases: the loading in network with no connection request elements, the loading with all connection request elements, just considering the loads table, and finally, the loading with all connection request elements, just considering the generating and storage units table. The permissible voltage changes calculation carries out two load flows. The first includes all generation defined in any connection request elements together with existing generation. The second is the same load flow, but excluding all generation. The voltage changes between the two are assessed. The rapid voltage changes assessment consists of two separate calculations. The first is a sudden voltage change calculation according to the requirements of the selected standard. The second calculates, using two load flows, the voltage changes when the entire plant is switched off. Either a standard load flow or LV load flow calculation can be used. More options are available on the Advanced page, including the possibility to use user-defined limits. We'll now execute the calculation. The green coloring of the new element immediately indicates that the potential connection has been approved. The detailed findings can be viewed in a report. On the Parameters page, the user can configure the amount of output as required. The first page shows the overall outcome and the details of the proposed connection. This is followed by the loading of network components results. It can be seen from the 5 most heavily loaded elements in each case that there are no loading issues either with or without the new PV plant. Likewise, differences in voltage in the feeder with and without generation are all within limits. The rapid or sudden voltage change section consists of two calculations, as mentioned earlier. In both cases, the results are satisfactory, and the connection is approved.